Hello, I'm Robbie and welcome to Bike Test Reviews. So in this video, we're going to be telling you about the best road bikes you can buy currently for under $3,000, and we're going to be telling you all about what you need to look out for when buying a road bike. So how do we judge our road bikes? So quite simply, in my opinion, the best way to judge a road bike is to break it down into separate pieces. So you have your frame and fork, you have your gearing, your wheels and tyres, and your brakes. By understanding all of that, you can make a very good judge of if the bike is going to give you a pleasant experience or a bad one. So let's look at some bikes. So the first bike we're going to speak about is the Synapse, and this is a bike from Cannondale. So the first thing to mention is that the bike is full carbon fibre on the frame and the forks. Not only that, it's equipped with an excellent Shimano Tiagra group set, which is going to give you 20 gears on a 2x10 system. When it comes to slowing down, you have Shimano hydraulic disc brakes to help you. And as far as wheels and tyres go, you have Cannondale's own wheel set, and you have the Vittoria Zafaro 30C tyres. So what do we like about this bike? Well, firstly, it's going to be very lightweight and it's going to feel super nimble and agile because of that stiff carbon fibre frame. We also love the fact that it's got hydraulic brakes. Things we didn't like, it is the most expensive bike on this list. And to be honest, we would have loved to have seen the next group set above Tiagra, which would be the Shimano 105, just to finish the bike perfectly. Apart from that, we love it. It's an excellent bike and should be at the top of this list. So next on the list, we have the Orbea Avant H30D, and I really like this bike. It's a beautiful looking bike. So it's an aluminium frame which has been hydroformed, so it's going to still be quite lightweight and it's going to be very strong. It's paired up with some carbon forks. The group set on this bike is the Shimano 105, and that comes with the Shimano hydraulic disc brake system as well. The wheels are Orbea's own, which are pretty good, and you've got some Vittoria Zafiro Pro tyres on this bike in a 28C. What do we like about this bike? Well, we think it is probably the best all-rounder on this list. It's got really good components, it looks fantastic, and genuinely that's going to ride absolutely lovely for endurance and for rating. What didn't we like? Although it is a great all-rounder, it does come at a fairly high price for an aluminium frame. We would love to have seen carbon, but we do appreciate it is difficult for companies to make these at that price. Next on the list, we have the All-City Space Horse. And don't be put off by its wacky name, it's a very cool bike with some incredible retro styling. So, unlike any other bike on this list, it is Select 612 Chrome Ollie steel frame and forks, and this is paired up with the Shimano Tiagra 4700 group set. They have gone a different direction in the brakes and used Trectro mechanical brakes instead, which aren't as good as the hydraulic, but they'll still stop you in all conditions. The wheels are the WTB ST19s, and they've paired them up with some V Speedster tyres. Not only does this bike look very cool, but it does actually have enough clearance to be a gravel bike if you wanted it to take it on some light trails. What do we love about this bike? We absolutely love the way it looks. It's got so much character, and being steely, it's going to be super comfortable. What didn't we like? Well, we would have loved to see hydraulic brakes on this because it's not the cheapest of bikes, and on top of that, it is going to be fairly heavy because it's completely made of steel. So next on the list is the Topstone from Cannondale, and this is an amazing bike for endurance riding. It has an aluminium frame and it's paired with some carbon forks. It's got excellent geometry for all day riding and even all the mounts for bike packing as well. It comes with a Shimano GRX gravel group set, which is going to give you a huge amount of low range gears. And also paired with that is some hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano as well, which are going to stop you in all conditions, even wet and muddy. The wheels on this bike are the WTB STI 23s, and they're paired with some Vittoria Terreno 38C tyres, which are large, but they're going to be perfect for the road and keeping as much comfort in the bike as possible, and they're even going to be okay on a light gravel too. So what did we like about this bike? We love the fact it's going to be an excellent road bike for long distance riding, and as an all-rounder, it has an incredible ability to just do about anything. What didn't we like? The only thing that we can really put this bike down on is the fact we would have loved to have seen a carbon frame on this bike, and the GRX group set, although it has many low gears, if you're in a racing situation and you're descending, it doesn't have a vast amount of high gears. So next we have the Orbea Orca M40. And not only does this bike look good, it's going to perform amazingly on a track. So it's got a full carbon fibre frame and forks. It's got a very small low down rear triangle, which is going to keep that weight near the floor, and it's going to be really easy to throw around confidently on sharp corners. We love the fact it comes with a Shimano group set. It's the Tiagra 4700, and it has hydraulic disc brakes wired into this. On top of that, you have Orbea's own wheel set with Shimano hubs and the Vittoria Safiro 28C tyres to keep that rolling resistance low. So what did we like about the Orca M40? We love the fact this bike is not only going to be quick off the line and at high end, it is also going to handle beautifully as well. What we didn't like is, like the other Orbea on this list, it is just missing that Shimano 105 group set to give it the ability not only to climb quickly, but to also descend rapidly as well. So next we have the Domane from Trek, and the Domane has been running for many years, and each time they release a new model, it becomes consistently better. So this is the AL5 disc. It's got an aluminium frame and carbon forks. It's equipped with a Shimano 105 group set and hydraulic disc brakes. For the wheels, they've gone with their sister company Bontrager and given it a set of 700C disc affinity wheels. And they've paired it up with some R1 road racing tyres. So what did we like about this bike? We love the fact it is going to be fast and it's going to be a lot of fun. What we weren't so keen on is the fact that at the price is we would have loved to have seen a carbon frame out of this one just to finish it perfectly off and to be fully ready for that racing circuit. So just say none of the bikes we've spoke about today has taken your fancy, but you are still in the market for a new road bike. It can be very challenging to know what to look for. So in this next section, we're going to break down the bike into wheels and tyres, gearing, frame and forks and brakes, and tell you exactly what you should be looking out for when buying your next road bike. Let's start with frame and forks. So typically your frames and your forks come in 3 different materials. You have carbon fibre, aluminium and steel. Carbon is the lightest and the stiffest material of them all, but does come with a hefty price tag. Aluminium is a little bit heavier. It's nearly as stiff as carbon, but it is very cheap to produce. Then you have steel. Steel is the heaviest, but it will give the most comfortable ride. Another thing you need to think about is geometry. So geometry is the position that you get put in when riding the bike. So a road racing bike will be very aggressive to make you more aerodynamic. Then you will get an endurance road bike, which will actually be very comfortable to keep you in the saddle all day. A good indicator to see if it's going to be aggressive or it's going to be comfortable is look at the height of the handlebars. If it's low, typically it's going to be an aggressive bike. If it's fairly high, you've got a really comfortable endurance bike on your hands. So then you have gearing, and gearing can be really complicated. You have Shimano, you have SRAM, Campagnolo, you have 1-bys, 2-bys, you have big cassettes, small cassettes. It is challenging to work out what you need. What we recommend is whatever bike you go for, typically you're going to want low gearing because that's where you're going to need it the most for climbing up hills. So on the rear, you're going to want a big cassette, and on the front, you're going to want small chain rings. The other way around is going to make the bike more of a descender, which typically will leave that to the pros. No one has ever said to us they wish they had more high gears. People always say they wish they had an extra gear on the bottom end to get up the hill. So always go for low gearing. So then you have brakes. So you will either have disc brakes or rim brakes. We personally recommend to use disc brakes. 90% of bikes coming out onto the market now use disc brakes, and they are just much better for power and for working in poor conditions. On your disc brakes, you will either have mechanical, which means a cable pulls the calipers close, or you will have hydraulic, which means hydraulic fluid pushes the pistons close. If you can invest a little bit more money to get hydraulic, we highly recommend doing that because the power difference is incredible and it is so much easier on the hands. So finally, we have wheels and tyres. So typically, looking for bikes below $3,000, you are going to be getting aluminium wheels. And in the past 5-10 years, wheels have come a long way. That whatever you get is probably going to be very good. The standards of wheels now and the stress tests they have to go through are much higher than they have ever been. So I wouldn't overthink the wheels that you're using. When it comes to tyres though, you are going to want to think about the size. So we recommend going from 25C to 35C. That's going to be a good range for road riding. As we move on year to year, pros seem to be using bigger and bigger tyres, as research tells us that wider tyres aren't as slow as we thought they were. So tyres is a very personal choice, but we recommend if you want comfort, go more towards the 35C. If you want speed, sit around the 28 to the 30C for speed. So thank you for watching our video today. We hope you found the bike of your dreams, or if not, got some great information to find the bike of your dreams. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll speak soon. Thank you.